Hey, welcome to Vahalo University. Today we're going to talk about starting a new project and getting a proposal out the door. We're set up so that we can do that relatively quickly and easily. We'd like to walk through that step with you. To create a new project, over here we have a new project proposal, a little plus sign up here that gets you to the same screen. And to begin with, we want to select a project template. There's two ways to do that. We can select a template that we've pre-designed, and you'll have a set of these that are available to you. This is a demo set, so we've got all kinds of them. But we're going to go through and maybe select one that's relatively easy and straightforward. You always have to put in a new name, and then we can select a client and client contact, and this will go. Another thing you can do here is if you don't have the client that you're looking for, you can always go in here until you get a little plus sign, and you can put a new client in as a resource, just like you normally would on the resource screen. It just saves you the step from having to go to the resource, come right back and be ready to go here. So anyway, we'll fill out those, client contact, revenue center. Just click the defaults here. Generally, we can pick a proposal template that we want to use. We also will select an invoice. This is a new feature that we'll be able to have a default invoice. Just don't have a bunch of those in there right now. And then we'll go in and start selecting the tasks that we want and a few budget items that we want to have under each of those tasks. And you'll notice each one of these, you've got quite a good list of items here. And you'll pick the concrete items that you want and fill out a scope of work and the budget items that you want to have here. There's another way to do this, and I want to focus on that a little bit. We can go in and pick a template that's predefined, but we can also use an existing project as our template. It makes things a little bit simpler. And we'll go pick one that we've done that's similar to what we've already finished. And it'll actually bring in some of the information that was part of that project. We still need to pick a proposal, and we can pick in some project typing things. We can do that later. Don't have to do those here. That's just an option. Not a big problem one either way or the other. But down here, now we can go in and pick in soils. We don't have a long list, and we got a pretty good list of everything that we need here, and we can just open up our and select all of the items in the things that we had for this existing project. And maybe on this one we don't need that, but we're pretty much set and ready to go. And so we'll go down. We're about to build 3 tasks, 19 budget items, and I'm not going to actually build that, but we've got one over here that we've already built that's pretty much exactly what we would see there. It'll go in, and you can go in and you can click on each of the tasks. You'll see the default scope of work that's come in for each of those, and this is something that you can set up exactly for your needs. For each of the tasks that we've done, the scope of works, we can put in some assumptions and notes if we want to include that in our proposal. But each of these comes in, and it's just a matter of setting those up to begin with, and then each of these can be edited in a little mini word processor, just like you'd like to be able to do in each of those. Also, in each of these tasks, you go over to the budget page on the task, and you'll be able to see the budget that we've set up for these. And since we picked an existing project, we even have quantities set up for us. Generally, you'd have to go in and put in, whatever quantities are associated with the different items. But each of the budget items is now here for inclusion in our proposal. You'll notice a proposal task has also been created automatically for us. We'll go in and let's take a look at building a proposal now. Proposals are real quick and easy. Now the project that we set up is going to come in with our client and client contact. We might want to put in a project manager at the project level. See, we need a revenue center and a lab facility. So we'll go in here. I'll just put myself in as a project manager, which oftentimes would be the case. And as far as who we want this to go to, sometimes the client and the client contact will be the person that you want to send this to. Sometimes not. So we have the option over here. If you want to send it to somebody other than what's put on the project, you can put those in here. But then we go down and we have just the areas of the proposal that we want to fill in. And each of these items is a proposal block that we can edit. Each one of them has different information in it. We click on it and we see that we can bring in different parts of the data from our system. We can actually edit these boilerplate items. Just go in and look at the different items that you want to edit. Any of these can be edited. You can add institutional little inserts like we talked about, and all the stuff that you'd like to be able to do, and make those kind of changes if you'd like. But let's go through and just build this proposal. Here's the signature gets put in right here. Then we have the boilerplate that comes after the signature. So it's just a little, CCs and exhibits and so on and so forth. And then we can have some general budget notes. We might have some general terms and terms for our budget and how that's going to work. Some budget assumptions. We got some. The actual budget goes in at this point. Here we've got some conclusion remarks, maybe time and materials. We'll put in a budget. It'll actually bring our budget total and stick it in there. And then we've got a place for some terms and conditions. And here we can, again, fill in all the little things that we need to. Project start dates will come in automatically. But all of our terms and conditions, of course, these are all editable, just like we talked about. And, we'll save that. And that gives us a pretty good idea of what our proposal is going to look like, and then we can run the proposal report. And we'll go ahead and run the proposal version. Would not include the terms and conditions. Contract version does. So we'll just pull that up and see what type of report that we look like. It should bring in your logo, and you'll see how the signature will come in. Those will all be predefined, set out in the system for you. All of the budget comes in, all of the totals, any of this, the assumptions get put in right where you need to. You've got a scope of services. All of the scopes come in just exactly the way you'd like to. Your logo shows up exactly where you want it to, terms and conditions. Very nice looking proposal. And of course, this is all completely editable by you, and we can configure it. If there isn't, we've probably got 10 or so different proposal formats that we've got, and if one of those isn't going to work for you, because a lot of this stuff is completely editable by you, but of course we can set up different formats. We got multi versions of these, and a lot of different ways to put these things together. We've got more complicated proposals where you can put in key employees and project histories from previous projects that you've worked on. But that's about all it takes to put a proposal together and get a new project ready to go and all set up in your system and out the door. Thanks for your time today, and hopefully this was interesting. Thanks so much.